After 53 years, the Penguins International Rugby Football Club is the world's premier touring club. 41 tours across the European continent, 34 in Asia, 16 in the Americas and 7 to Africa. The Penguins have played in and or coached against teams from 72 countries. The Penguins are the most travelled rugby club in the world and the most travelled sports club in the world. The club's principal objective? Foster, by coaching or playing, the development, goodwill and camaraderie of rugby union football worldwide. So while top-class Penguin teams enter prestigious international rugby matches and tournaments, clinics by the HSBC Penguin International Coaching Academy perform crucial tasks, none more so than to inspire adults who have never coached to become qualified coaches. The Academy, made up of players from different nations, is able to communicate with different ages, nationalities, and coaches with all levels of experience. Did the founders think such a mighty oak tree would grow? The Penguin International Rugby Football Union. Leading the Penguins into what is probably the world's toughest, most prestigious Tens tournament, the GFI Hong Kong Football Club Tens, is the Penguins' Director of Rugby, Craig Brown. His connection with the Penguins started in 1993 as a player. Since then, he's been a winning captain and tour manager.
So here the Penguins are back in Hong Kong after our victory last year when we won the Hong Kong Tens. So this is an important week because obviously we want to defend our title. Not an easy tournament to win, it will be very hard. There's some great teams here with some great players, but that's certainly our aim. Back from last year we've only got one player, and that's sort of the nature of how the Penguins are. Some guys couldn't come because of other rugby commitments, some guys have been picked into Super Rugby teams, some guys are playing for their National Sevens teams, so only one player back, so we effectively start from scratch. New coaches, it's always a great week, so the guys will have great fun this week, but you know the focus is to win the Tens, and we're looking forward to it.
Raring to go.
Being a touring side, players come from all over the world and rarely have ever met before. The first training session of the week is also where the players can meet and get to know their fellow teammates for the upcoming week.
It's my ginger friend here. The second most awesome beard.
Back on his 8th Penguin tour is legend of the game and Tongan international Will Hafu.
Since 2006, I was involved with the Penguins through a coach who was a friend of Craig Brown, which also coached me in New Zealand. I think it was Malaysia was my first tour, so then on you kind of keep on coming back every year. So if you get the chance to and get the opportunity to get on the team, you don't really want to get off it. So it's with Penguins, that's what it means to me. Every tournament we go, you get this bond between the guys and the management, that it's different to every other team, so it's quite special.
Debutant 20-year-old New Zealander Scott Scrafton is currently signed with Auckland Rugby and Blues Development, having played for New Zealand Schools and New Zealand Under-20s in 2013.
Awesome opportunity. Have heard huge things about obviously the touring team and how massive they are. It's a good chance to experience new things.
Alongside Scott is 26-year-old England Sevens player and ex-London Wasp, Mark Odejobi.
Being selected for the defending champions is a pretty big deal, to be fair. And also, just looking at the team sheet, some of the players we're playing, people like Willie Walker, you got players, you got young up and coming players like Scott as well. It's just to be able to play with those sort of players is pretty inspirational. I just want to play rugby, to be honest with you. If I can get on the pitch and get as much game time as possible, that's only beneficial for me. Also being able to play for the Penguins, 55 years, a touring side, it's a pretty big deal, and obviously not many players get to do it. Obviously having had previous British Lions, having had previous All Blacks, having a number of previous internationals, it's a massive privilege for me, and I'm just excited to be playing. And also just being in Hong Kong, it's a pretty amazing place, to be fair. It's pretty surreal, and being out here playing for a very good team in a very good tournament is, well, only a good thing, I guess.
When I first started, I was quite young, so when I came on, there was all these international players that I used to see growing up, and it's such an amazing feeling being on the same team and going out with them, and just the camaraderie of all the players. So you see them, and then now, after a few tours, I'm like the old cat around there. So not as much of a playmaker, but more of a off the field social kind of guy to keep the bond together, keep the tradition going. It's not a bad gig.
For an international selection like the Penguins, expecting individuals to bond and work together only a few days out from the tournament is the challenge. Mentoring them in 2014, two highly qualified coaches. Auckland-born Sean Lenine, the 2013-14 Scotland under-20 coach, and son of All Black Terry Lenine, played 29 times for Scotland, winning a famous Grand Slam in 1990, just a year after his international debut. With Lenine as former All Black Sevens workhorse and 2002 Commonwealth Games gold medalist Craig the Goldie, a veteran of 41 tournaments and a 5-time winner of the IRB World Series. The Goldie himself was a Penguin in 2000.
It's always a challenge bringing a team together in 3 days, but the calibre of players we've got, it's really just moulding the culture, so you're not telling them how to play rugby or explaining too much to them. It's just giving them a few tools and then they're off. So it's just really getting that culture right, and Craig's really good at doing that.
They're a great bunch of lads. You know, a lot of the guys are from New Zealand. We've got some English Sevens boys here as well, so they've come together quickly. Willie Walker and Willie Hafu have led the boys well. As I say, we've had the training sessions. We had a bit of a bonding session on Sunday night, which involved a couple of beers. So it took a bit of time to get out of the system for the coaches as well, but it was well worthwhile. Some good stories from the night, and they've worked pretty hard on the Monday, Tuesday, just getting it together for what's going to be a really intense couple of days intense.
They're in class, the teacher asked them, I want you to put the word speaker in a sentence. So the Scottish guy goes, oh, went to the store yesterday and my brother bought a speaker. Sweet, oh yeah, great, thank you. And then the Māori kid comes up and goes, oh, can you put the word speaker in? Oh yeah, we went out Saturday night and we installed some speakers. And he goes, and then the Tongan guy comes up and he goes, oh, put the word speaker, and he goes, oh, my brother is speaker, there's me.
I think just invitational sides in general is just unique. Just being able, just literally being thrown together with people you might not know very well, and trying to bond within a couple of days. Obviously, I think it's quite a challenge, but also it's quite exciting as well because being from England, you don't get to hang out with many players from New Zealand or Fiji. So having been able to experience different cultures within a team environment is just adds to my life, I guess.
Day 1. 3 teams await the Penguins, including the notoriously strong Hong Kong Scottish Barbarians. The Hong Kong Lions and Irish Vikings provide the Penguins a blunt gauge on current form.
First game, quite early. Boys are a little bit stiff, blowing a bit. It's always like first game's always trouble, so did okay, didn't get scored against, scored 40 odd, so it's not too bad to start. Second game, struggled. To be honest, we played pretty averagely. I think quite a scrappy team, and we started playing, dropped to their level, so hopefully had a bit of a talk to the boys, made sure that we fix everything, and then come this afternoon, early evening, and hopefully we'll come back and pick up our game.
It's good to get dot down at the start. Also, first one to get yellow card, which ain't a great start as well. Heat is horrific. It's sweating a fucking storm. But awesome tournament. Looking forward to the next game. Boys off now for a sleep, and come back at 7 for the next game.
For the team physiotherapist or physio, there's no half-time or full-time break. It's a relentless effort to maintain the condition of each player.
Yeah, my job is to keep them whole and make sure that any niggles or any injuries they have are well taken care of so they can play at the best and perform really high. And yeah, that's what I do, make sure that they tip-top shape as much as I can get them into.
final game, the Hong Kong Scottish Barbarians' extreme physicality reduces the margin for error. Penguin frustration must somehow be positively channeled.
Come on. Why would they do that though? That's twice.
Our fucking discipline has to pick up. We're professional athletes, boys, hey? You're fucking killing the boys and the rest of the team.
Guys, what are we doing well? Restarts, we're going really well. When we get into that pattern to go in the same way, we're great. The only time we fuck up is when we lose our discipline or we have an isolated runner. Okay, when Josh went in by himself, he needed to let that ball fucking go. That's it. Other than that, we just fucking keep our shape, keep our tackling, we come up in our line, protect the inside shoulder, keep our discipline, play our patterns, and we're fine.
Boys, we score first in the first 2 minutes, say we score first and it'll put their heads between their legs. Let's go, here. Let's go. Keep the fire. On you, fingers on 3. 1, 2, 3,
Fuck, he tackles well. He's so good.
26-7, the Penguins' brush with danger has been seen off, but it's come with a price. Will Hafu's tournament ends with a broken arm.
Excellent. Good on you, Sammy. Brilliant. Well done, you. Excellent, mate. Good on you, Rory. Good stuff. Brilliant. And okay, guys, just like to say, that was fucking awesome. Okay? The level of commitment, the determination, you know what? You guys wanted to win more than they did. And that's the fucking key. It takes you a long way if you really want to win something. It's the first time we've seen that in this tournament, the desire to fucking win. It gets you a long way, eh? And that comes through in our defence. You know, that's the number one thing for me is our defence. And the only try they got was a runaway try. That's all they fucking look like getting. So we keep understanding how important our defence is. Big Arthur, fucking brilliant. Tries, a lot of hard work went in the D. Man down a lot. How awesome was that? Kept our line fucking intact so many times with big hits, good reads, never giving up. So fucking awesome, guys. And that's what we take into tomorrow, all right?
Pretty buggered, as you can see. It's been a tough day. A couple of tough matches that last one, especially. Boys fronted, we're pretty happy with the way it ended. Frustrated with a few of the calls, but that's rugby, you know. We're here to fight tomorrow, and that's what the target was for today, to get into the playoff cup tomorrow, and the boys are pretty happy with it. It's been a good long day, some sore bodies. We need to get back to the hotel, rest up, you know, for tonight, for tomorrow. It's going to be a big one. Cheers.
As well as the rugby, the Penguins are also here for other reasons. Coaching kids in Sandy Bay.
The tournament's tomorrow, and that's the main reason why we're here, playing the Hong Kong Tens, and of course we want to win it. But on the other side of the Penguins, we like to put a little bit back into the communities where we visit. So here we are now at Sandy Bay, working with the Sandy Bay Minis, and we've got all the players out coaching the young children. So we've got ages from 8 to about 12 here, and you just look around the groups and you see the smiles on the faces. It's brilliant.
With Penguins Rugby, when we tour, we'll always do something for charity. We'll always promote rugby. We'll always, help out with the local community wherever we can. I know the boys went to Africa, and they were in the community there, and they had a budget for the RDOs getting around and spreading rugby, but they were paying for taxi rides to do that, so that the Penguins brought them some bikes, and so they could all get around and don't use that taxi money for something else. So we're always doing something for the community. We're here today at Sandy Bay, just spreading our knowledge and giving the kids a different voice. It's what we do, and it's not just about being here and playing rugby. It's about spreading the rugby game and doing something for the community wherever we are.
This is a great way actually to wind down and for the boys to enjoy themselves and still have a rugby ball in their hands.
From the players' point of view, some of them probably coming to the end of their career and they might actually want to be a coach. So this is a good experience for them too, because I think if you're going to be a coach, you've got to try coaching at all age groups, because that's going to build up your own skill levels, your own understanding of how to coach, your own understanding of how to work with people and how to teach effectively. So that's very important. It also gives them a bit of insight. Maybe it'll scare some of them off, I don't know. But overall, it's great for the guys. They feel they're putting something back. They're enjoying it as well, and it's part of being a Penguin that we're going to go out and coach some kids somewhere along the line, so it's part of the deal.
Day 2, quarter-final. A replay of the 2013 final against the Samurai team, with the winner staying on course for the Cup final. For the Penguins, it's time to put up or shut up.
No team's done it back-to-back, so that's a big thing for the Penguins, obviously, but we don't want to put pressure on the youngsters. It's a lot of young lads in the group, so it's all about enjoying the experience first and foremost, but you do that by performing well. And ultimately by winning. But as I say, there are a lot of other very strong teams there that seem to have recruited pretty well throughout Australia, New Zealand, England, and around the world. So we've got to make sure we go hard, get our substitutions right, because there's rolling subs, so you can do a lot of work on that too to make sure the boys are reasonably fresh. Yeah, so we're just looking forward to the 2 days.
Right, quarterfinal. This stage of the tournament, there's no second chances. So you got to start well, get points on early, look after the ball, make the other team chase the game. So it's really important. The start's really important. Yes, it's going to be a challenge. Samurai got a good roster, It's a team that comes out with the most fight. Boys are struggling with the heat. You can see it. Somebody get in there and fucking fire them up. Come on, boys.
The dream of consecutive cup finals for the Penguins is over. A cruel 2-point deficit hides the effort and some samurai luck. Now Brown, Lanine and De Goldie wait to see the result of the pre-tournament team bonding on the mindset of the players.
Tough loss against the Samurai boys. I thought we were fucking unlucky. 7-5. Things didn't go quite our way, but the boys will punch back well, and got a tough game against Irans, and hopefully can pull through and win and then play a final a couple of games later.
It was a tough fought game, and probably our best one we've played so far this year, or at this tournament anyway. And so we just need to build on it going into the semi-final of the plate, and hopefully we come away with some silverware at the end of it. The boys are feeling okay. We've had a few injuries. Obviously we lost Will last night, and the young fella Josh, he's got a sore knee, so the boys are having to work hard with only a couple of subs left, but we'll go okay. One more game, and then after that we'll see how we go. We'll take it from there.
Success. The unique Penguins character pushes through the disappointment as they sweep aside Iran's 26-19 to set up a plate final with the Borneo Eagles, a long-time nemesis.
Iran's International Rugby Academy New Zealand. We knew that was going to be another physical game, but they started pretty well, got the first try, but from them, our kick-off worked pretty well from us, and after that in the second half, we were pretty much backs against the wall. And we defended really well, defended with a lot of heart. Obviously we didn't really help ourselves by committing so many two defensive breakdowns, but at the end of the day, I think we got the result we deserved with all the hard work. And obviously, plate final, we'd rather be in the main final, but at the end of the day, you just got to play what's in front of you, and we all love playing rugby, and we're going to go out there and give it our best. We're all pretty pumped, pretty psyched up for it, had a nice little rest, had a good bit of food, and just ready to go out there and just, it's the last 24 minutes of what's been a pretty amazing week, to be honest with you.
A brutal half ends 12-5. Both teams can win, but only one will.
Line-outs, restart, scrum. Let's be accurate there. We need to be really accurate there in where we're playing. It's really simple. The other thing defensively is we're going a bit too high at times and we're getting defended. That's all it is, guys. That's all it is.
Fuck, we need it, boys. 12 minutes left.
Quick taps. Come on. Fucking go. Come on. Come on.
Quick taps. Play it fast.
I'll try 1, 2, 3.
Yes!
Well, here we are, half-time against the Borneo Eagles. We've played them a lot of times over the years, and it's always very close. And look, 12-5. Definitely in this match, both teams are still in it. We've talked at half-time about the game we need to play. We need to get the ball down in their end of the field, and we're probably going a little bit too high in some of the tackles. We need to speed the game up, run these guys off their legs, get the ball behind them.
17-19 to the Borneo Eagles. A last-minute Penguin try and the possibility of an injury time victory beckons off the back of a Willie Walker conversion from out wide.
Obviously pretty gutted with how that went. To lose by only one try, by a couple of points actually at the end. It was disappointing, but a good week. It's been a good couple of days. Got a good bunch of lads. pretty happy to be here, and we'll look forward to the next one. I'm not sure I'll be here, but the other boys, I'm pretty sure they'll be keen. So thank you very much and enjoy.
Take pride out of what you did these 3 days. Worked fucking hard, eh? Just came up short in that game. So let's enjoy the next few days. Hold your head up high, okay? Did the Penguins proud, all right?
Yeah. Thanks, guys.
Hands in, boys.
Hands in, boys. Properly. We're going to cut the one. It's just 2-3. 2-3.
Penguins!
The Penguins may not have come away with any silverware, but the performances of each player showed that even when the scoreline was not in their favour, they still had the determination to work for each other. It will be a trademark of these young athletes across their careers, be they short or long. Each name now and forever in the history book of the world's most travelled sports club. Their effort forms a platform future rugby stars will launch themselves from. Whatever the fixture, wherever the tournament, for the Penguins, it will always be about the game. The Penguin International Rugby Football Union, to foster, by coaching or playing, the development, goodwill and camaraderie of rugby union football worldwide.
Have you met all the coaching team already?
I have met all the coaching team actually.
Good stuff. So just a quick one. Kill, marry or shag. You've got, you've got Dino.
Oh God.
You've got Craig. You've got Goldie. Kill, marry or shag.
Kill, marry or shag.
Goldie's definitely a marriage type. You wouldn't go Brownie because Brownie's been everywhere. You'd probably kill Brownie.
I think I'll probably marry Goldie. He seems, you know, pretty chill. I reckon he'd be quite a good husband. You know, I'd come back home and the dishes would be done and dinner would be made.
Probably marry Pedro, but yeah, no, probably marry Brownie.
Marry Brownie.
Look after me.
Shag.
Who else did we say?
You've got Dino or Craig.
Which one's Dino again?
Dino's the big boy.
I probably would, I probably would marry Shane. Yeah, he seems stable. And I probably would have to kill Goldie and shag Dino. Because he's my friend.
That's good.
And Dino's a big boy, so yeah. Exactly.
Shag. Dino. No, marry Craig.
Kill Goldie.
Oh no, I didn't kill Goldie. Kill Dino, shag Goldie.
I haven't actually met Dino, to be fair.
Probably saw his twin brother.
Twin brother, so I'd probably shag Dino then, you know, because I haven't met him before, you know. And then I'd probably kill Brownie. Actually, no, I probably shouldn't actually, because he paid for my drinks last night. Also, I'd shag Brownie and then kill Dino, because I mean, Brownie would just try and get me drunk. So